All right, good day, people. All right, so buckle up. We're gonna do a deep dive today, contrarian style. All right, so let's talk about this James Wynn. All right, so he got $1 billion. Let me see, not 1 billion, but 100 million liquidated. So I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I want you to look at this. So this James Wynn, 1 billion hyperliquid trader, he started with zero and made over $100 million. So yesterday he lost everything, basically because he made seven mistakes. All right. So you see right here, he tweeted, Operation F the Bears, liquidate me. This was on May 23rd, etc. And then all of a sudden we have this massive drop. All right. So let's go. And I'm doing this in real time, meaning that I'm not scripting. I rarely script. I basically go through. So, and I do not do editing on videos. So, if I make any mistakes, don't hold me to it. So, you're looking at this just like me. But I really want to go to James Wynn's stuff, his site or profile. And let's look at some stuff first. The date joined. All right, April 2023. That's a red flag to me. I'll explain why later. All right. Um, Here we go. Let's get to his blame game after he was liquidated. All right, here we go. So, the more these exchanges try to F me, the more I'm coming for them. All right. Let's say multiple of my exchange accounts have been closed overnight for nothing. You know why? Because I'm a pro decentralization and anti corruption. I'm pro hyper liquid. Keep that in mind. All right. Come at me. My records are clean. My trades are clean. My source of funds legit. My taxes have been paid. Millions. Blah blah blah. All right. So he was like, I'm built for this shit. I live for war. Lawyer up. Unblock my accounts. I'm going public. All right. Now, and then he has some more to say. All right. I don't even want to touch the topic, but I'm going to dab on it briefly. For those saying I round trip 100 million, that's very cheap word in crypto. I flipped 3 to 4 million on perps, which is perpetual contracts and futures, into 100 million. Then ended up with minus 13 million. Y'all act like gods, like you have cashed out. Did it dawn on you that I didn't ever have the intent to cash out 100 million? Why would I? Blah blah blah. All right. So basically, it's an aggressive trader who over leveraged and supposedly had his account blown. Right. So let's look at some other stuff. All right, now let's look at Brandon Kokoski. I want you to look at this again. January 2023. That's where it joined. All right. We got over 45,000 followers. Okay. Now, here he says, if you think alt season is dead, you haven't been in the rooms I've been in the last 3 weeks. I've been in vaults, penthouses, back rooms with people who run this space. Here's why altcoins are about to go nuclear. And what I saw in Dubai, Toronto, New York, Vegas, and beyond. All right, here we go. You got to get your photo ops in. It is what it is. All right, you got Grant Cardone. All right, let's see what else they said in this. I want to do that. Let's do this. So click on it. All right. So talks about why Dubai was different. Blah blah blah. Uh, the hotel lobbies were louder than a panel. Side meetings turned into strategic alliances. Founders talk like operators, not influencers. All right, the Telegram groups lit up post conference. New coins, new capital, and new energy are quietly forming behind the scenes, which could be true. Who knows? But I need you to look at the narrative. All right, you got to look at all copyright. You got to look at marketing, guys. This is some great marketing. And why is marketing so great? This is because psychology is understood. We do not like to admit, but we're easily influenced. We're easily influenced, and that as a contrarian should piss you off to say, why am I so easily influenced? There you go. That'll be the start of your edge. All right, here we go. More photos. Let's see what else. Vegas was legacy meets new money. Let's get to okay. Here we go. So some of you think tweeting this traction is traction, but I've seen who the real ones are. Grateful to everyone I cross paths with. This chapter is just getting started. All right, Dion, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but let's build louder. All right, what is this project? Let's see. So it's a protocol. It's a blockchain, Internet of Energy, AI, DPN infrastructure looks like. Okay. So here and here's basically what I'm trying to get to is that when you read these posts, you gotta pay attention to what is being tagged, what is also being talked to. It's because now they got the eyes on you. They have the creative narrative for the most part, right? All right. So let's go back to your boy James Wynn. Yeah, is it James? Let's go back to Wynn. All right. And I want you to notice something about when it comes to Wynn. All right. Where he at? Where he at? All right. Remember we talked about hyper liquid. All right. You're gonna continue to go deep. You're going to start seeing where I'm going to go back to it. Let me see. All right. So hype is fighting the exchange cabal. So remember, we gotta what? Create the narrative that the other exchanges are out to get him because he. Now watch this. You tell everybody what you're doing. You got 100 million leverage position, but this really is truly war if you think about it. Nobody really truly should be showing their hands, and if you are showing your hands, there's a form of what you have some uh, it's manipulation involved in it. You're trying to trap someone. But the question is, who is really being trapped? Is it James Wynn or is it being you? It's because it's ironic how a lot of people were posting on, hey, this whale, and you look how he has the whale in his handle is going long. He knows something that we don't know. That's what a lot of people say. The retail say, well, if he knows something we don't know, maybe we should go long. And this is when we have these types of drops, which is the daily chart. But from the time being, when he mentioned this, all right, uh, even on the 23rd when he mentioned it, you look at this big huge drop down right there, and this is still on a daily candle, all right? We had a what? We had a 4% drop, all right, and then we got the infamous Bitcoin conference, which I've shown for 7 years, and we're not counting 2020 because the Bitcoin conference was canceled, but it's been the last 7 years. But for 6 years in a row, Bitcoin drops after or during the conference. That's just a known thing. All right. We've dropped. 6% so far, and there could be more to go. So as of now, this drop is still in its infancy, which means we still have room to go down and finish out these fair value gaps. These fair value gaps down here as well too. All right. Now, what's going to happen is you're starting to see narratives of alt season is coming in what, June and July this summer. Okay. Well, we could have dead cat bounces happening, meaning that we'll come down here and this could be a dead cat bounce where price could move back up here and it's going to lure in, oh, it's alt season now. Oh, Bitcoin is going to rally up. We're going to be good. Guys, this is a normal a correction. We of course we need to hold this level, all right? But coming back up here, that is just a simple correction of this particular impulse. If any of you know, I am a Fibonacci trader. And so if I'm looking at this, I'm I'm long because we use the black line method, and the black line method is already shown of 11.8% is crossed. We're long, and we're definitely looking to take this back at minimum to maybe the 61%. Can we go higher? Yes, we can. But this move is just a counter move, but we still can go down further after this trap. Remember, the whole entire game is about liquidity, and you have to generate liquidity. So when you look at people like James Wynn, which I don't see how anybody can really, really, really not have red flags fly up. When you join in April of 2023, you got 295,000 followers. You got this link to Hyperliquid, which is another form of probably of a decentralized exchange. And you go on, and now you got the perfect narrative of that you got liquidated, and then you even say in your post that money is not real. And this is what uh, let's say, was it Brandon? Let me make sure it was someone else. Yeah, let me. It's another person that I forgot. I need to go get him so you guys can see uh, his name. And let's see. Here we go. All right, we're going to go to Stellar Rippler. Stellar Rippler. And this is the guy that really brought this home. Let me see. Stellar. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Stellar. Here we go. Him. Okay. Now let's look at this. He posted here. All right. This is what I saw. This is what tipped me off. He breaks down in James Wynn's 100 million liquidation that exposed the biggest scam of all. James Wynn lost more than 100 million, but in doing so, he may have uncovered the biggest scam in crypto. He ain't covered shit. All right, here's how exchanges are rigging their entire systems against you. They are rigging it against you, but this is not it. All right. Okay. Because, like I said, why would James Wynn? Why would you put yourself out there? I'm going to go long on here and there. You like a sitting duck. Who does that? No, you're not a retailer. You're supposedly a whale. You just revealed your charting unless you are part of the bigger problem of trapping. All right, these exchanges. Okay, look at FanDuel. Look at some of these sports betting. They'll show you stories of somebody who got $5. They put $5 in and they turned $5 to $100,000 betting. Guys, we're in an inflationary environment. The economy is not doing good. People are looking for financial freedom, and that is the best way is to sell them on narratives. And on a narrative like that, you can say, I could at least take my $5 and go into betting and in the hopes of hitting for 100,000. You don't realize is that that story is fabricated, or it is insider betting, meaning that There are people in the company that already have systems in place to where they can have those bets go into their favor. Basically, you're playing both odds, but it's inside money, it's house money. So it's almost like someone goes to Vegas and they win on a slot machine or they win at the table. Little do you know, sometimes those are actors within the hotel organization that they win. Yeah, they won, but they didn't win as a true patron of that establishment. It's all fake. Thought the money still stays in house. It doesn't get paid out. Exchanges can do the same. Exchanges can say on paper it look like $100 million loss, but is it literally 100 million? Did they take? If they lost, did they gain? Did they hedge it? They could take the other, so it's not truly a loss. It's almost like wash trading, or so to speak, right? This is what can happen, and it happens a lot. It happens in our own financial institutions of our banks that we use. It's cheaper sometimes to have someone to run on a bank and you just cash out on the insurance. It's so much fraud and stuff going around. It don't matter if it's in crypto, in regular banking, in the government. It is a lot. Pay attention. So he says he's a respected trader. Well, damn, he been around since 2023. If he was doing something else before then, we don't really know. All right, he went long on Bitcoin with size of multiple trades and got liquidated all within a short span of time. Well, if you've been following what I've been teaching you guys, we already knew the Bitcoin conference was right around the corner. Why would this joker go long? That was a red flag. Like, it didn't even make no sense at all. If he is that good, he should be able to see that. And no, it doesn't make any sense. 100 million got wiped out. But what followed even more shockingly, he tweeted, "Money is not real." Well, here we go with the BS. Money is not real. Talk about because he realized something deeper was at play. Really? Really? So money is not real. This person is thinking that he's talking about maybe from the what do you call it, esoteric of things. You know, people believe that money is like energy. It's not real. We're in a simulation. From that standpoint, is that what you're talking about? I don't know. But and when it says money is not real, maybe he has an emotional disconnection from the money because that account that was traded. What if it wasn't real? People. So did you know that people can pay top money to fabricate their P&L to have terminals that look real, and it's not a demo account that you can take the word demo off and you can put the word live on it and it can appear as a live account. Guys, yes, that happens. These exchanges, these markets need liquidity, so they need narrative. Narrative is the biggest thing that they need. Okay, you let me show you something right quick. It's off topic. I told you I freestyle this stuff, so let's see. Let's do take two. Let's do this. Let's go look at take two. All right, take two. All right, so the California State Teachers Retirement System has a 50.6 million stock holdings in Take Two Interactive. All right. Um, the California State Retirement boosted its holdings and shares of Take Two Interactive. Um, so the fund already had owned, I guess, 275,307 shares of the company's stock after acquiring an additional 8,400 shares during the quarter. Right? So they're adding to Take Two, and Take Two is behind the GT6 Grand Theft Auto franchise. Okay. let's go look at some stuff. And all this stuff is gonna tie together, guys. Let me see. Take two. Okay. Now, this was also it's updated as of May 31st, but it was let's see if we can find an earlier one on this that where they actually um, let's see. I need to look at the when the actual teachers because they updated this because I also had let me look at this. Let me look at because I have the article at a different date. All right, and here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Take two, take two, take two. I remember sending this. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at my notes. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's look at this first. All right. All right. Well, where you at? All right. So on mine, I have May 29th. So this is the update. So on Market Beat, see, you see right here, it says 3 days ago. All right. But if you go and look, it says updated right here, May 31st. So somebody updated and added some more content to it or whatever. But I saw it on May 29th. All right. So let's go over here to May 29th, which is right here on a Thursday. All right. And if you notice, we're on a daily candle. So let's go down to maybe no, it's not 3 minutes. Let's go down to the 30-minute chart. Okay, and where we at? I want to show you. I just want to show you something. All right, how is it that? I mean, that's good news that the teachers' retirement account are looking to add more to this. All right, but you notice that we have so what sell pressure to come in. So there's probably a lot of people like, oh, if they're buying it, I'm going to get into it as well too. But we also got some delays that are coming. Okay, Grand Theft Auto was pushed back to May of 2026, but it was supposed to be of May of or at least summer of this year that it was supposed to release. It got pushed back a whole nother year. All right, so that could what spell like all right. Some investors might be a little shaky on that, right? Well, here's the thing. A lot of them probably are starting to sell, but it's ironic how the California state teachers are willing to buy because they have what liquidity. They have liquidity. Okay, so that's what they're looking at. The market is always trying to create a narrative to create the liquidity that they need. Also, they may need the liquidity to actually exit positions as well too. Okay. So all I'm showing you guys is that you gotta follow the money. All right. A lot of times, and we've done this before, when we go in, okay, and we look at these state retirement type funds, okay, we notice a lot of things. All right. This is the California's holdings. All right. This is just based off of from last year. All right, they got to update it again, but I can go in here and I can look at all the holdings of what they own. And a lot of times when you come in here, you will start noticing that a lot of these companies are getting plummeted. Why? Because it's generating liquidity for exit. Remember, all retirement accounts are designed to be exit vehicles for a larger for over time. Why? If in order for somebody to buy, you gotta have somebody to sell. In order for you to sell, you gotta have somebody to buy. And what lovely arrangement is for these Roth IRAs or 401ks and these pension funds is that you got a steady supply of someone buying every 2 weeks out of their check a stock in a portfolio where if they're buying, who's selling? Someone has to exit, but it stabilizes the market when I got a whole bunch of you participating in this. And every time you're buying, someone else is selling, or the portfolio fund has the liquidity to short these stocks and buy back. It also bolster the overall performance of the portfolio because you're going to start seeing if we go and we look at some of these companies. I don't know. Look at 1-800-Flowers. And it's not going to be all of them. 1-800-Flowers. Where you are. Let me see what they've. Let's go see what the actual ticker is. 1-800-Flowers stock. 1-800-Flowers stock is okay. FLWS. FLWS. Okay. All right, we're on 30-minute chart. Let's go down to the daily. I told y'all I freestyle stuff, so I'm probably all over the place. I don't care, but if y'all still here, thank you. All right, all right, okay. So since 2021, you got this high up here. Man, come on, man. The damn stock down 90%, guys. But it's in the portfolio of a teacher's retirement account, and it's down 90%. So it's two things that could be happening. It's either that the fund managers are purposely using when you're buying, all right, what they're doing is they're shorting, and they're going to buy back. But remember, the fund manager can make money doing that, but it also can make money for the portfolio as well too. And so what's happening is the stock could get plummeted all because now you have bigger players in the market that can control more by, hey, I have a big backing of investors because it's a holdings, it's a portfolio, it's all of y'all participating in your pensions, your 401ks. That's power in numbers. We can take hey, let me borrow $50 million worth of flowers, and I'm gonna immediately sell, and then we're gonna buy back at these levels down here to bolster the returns. You make money on the short. All right, we'll buy back. We'll hook the teachers back up later when maybe we push price back up. All right, you see down here, let's push it back up, so to speak, right? So look at this basin here. You get this massive drop from down here, then you get down here. All right, we're gonna do all our buybacks because we shorted. We're gonna hook y'all up, teachers. We're gonna get y'all right. But this is what we're going to do. And it's a pattern over and over again. And if you go through a lot of these retirement accounts, all right, I told you guys, since I'm contrarian, this is what I do. I go in, I want to see what all y'all looking at. And I take contrarian stances. Been doing this for years. Okay. Now it's time all the way back to what we're talking about is that these exchanges, they see everything. Your open positions, your liquidation price, your leverage, your stop losses, your emotions. They know when you're most vulnerable. They use it. It's ironic he says this, but at the same time, the guy that James Wynn, he knows that too. And that's why he posted this stuff. And this is why everybody ran in the market and tried to copy his trade as if this is some Robin Hood of finance of I'm going to help you guys. No, you're private exit liquidity. So this says many of the top exchanges run internal market making desks. These desks act as the other side of your trade. If you lose, they win. Now imagine they have access to your liquidation levels and they control enough liquidity to move the market, which brings us to over here. All right. And we're looking at right now of all the exchanges, and I can go to each one. We can go to Bitcoin if we want to. We can see what's going on. Shit, 99% are short on Bitcoin right now on the liquidation levels. And then we can go over here to BTC, USD. Let's go down to a lower time frame. And let's maybe just go down to the hourly for contrast. And you would notice on the hourly chart, we're fighting. All right, we got 59 minutes left for this new candle that just formed. But since we started this video, all right, so at 10 o'clock a.m., we have for the hour a nice strong bullish candle. The previous hour before that, a nice one. We sort of fight to get back up, but we have this momentum coming back up. And lo and behold, we go over here. What do we notice? 99% is short. That means that 99% of the retail are paying the minority 1%. All right, they're paying them. So when you think about that, the longs are being paid by people who are wrong, the shorts, and it's the vice versa. If this was 99% long, you're probably going to see more people. You're going to see price tanking in the opposite direction. Okay, I need you guys to understand that it's all about liquidity. All right, now it says one thing for sure is that I have exposed just how corrupt these markets are. When you say stuff like this, you're prepping. What you're doing is you're getting ready to get people into another exchange for the most part, guys. That's all they're doing. Okay. Here's the thing that I have. When you look at James Wynn's so-called $100 million liquidation, it's a hype. It's a story. It's like the David versus Goliath moment. 100 million got liquidated. I'm gonna expose the biggest scam in crypto. Money isn't real. It's just a well-crafted psyop. It's wrapped up in an emotional bait, guys. So here's what's really happening. So they paint the narrative of some form of a heroic type loss. All right. Um, it's basically a narrative trap. He didn't just lose 100 million. Supposedly he flipped 3 million to 100 million, and then lost it all, and then now he want to start all about the tweeting. The market is corrupt. That's not education, guys. That's emotional manipulation, masses insight. So retail eats all that up and follow him right into another slaughterhouse, which, if we go to James Wynn, it's actually the hyper liquid. All right, he talk all this trash about the exchanges, and if we click on this link and see if we can get it, or if it's going to allow me to join with a code. All right, so it's not available in jurisdiction, but you can see in the background, Hyperliquid, all right, is an app, another exchange, a decentralized exchange, right? So I can't see it because I'm in America, right? But this is what really what they want. They really want to push this. So they're gonna trash other exchanges as if it was their fault that they got liquidated. Boy, just say you can't trade. or it's just all a game. So basically, he's supporting this. He basically promoting the same system he claims to expose. He's bashing exchanges, but he's also linking the referral codes to hyperliquid. Come on, if you're exposing corruption, why would you be selling another exchange? Because that's the play. Distract you from old wolves while walking into the jaws of the new ones. All right. So the language is designed to go viral, not to educate, guys. Remember the stuff. You talk about money is not real. I built for this. I'm turning this into war. It's basically a content theatrical performance. It's not a strategy. It's not research. It's just emotional hooks to keep people trading and using gambling with leverage. They need liquidity. They need more people on there. So here's the real truth. Yeah, exchanges, they do front run traders. Yeah, they see your stop losses, leverage and positions and all that stuff, guys. They see all that. Okay. You got exchanges. There's like here's a futures market uh, as well. You do futures over here. They benefit from that. Let's look at flop right quick so you can see what this somewhat looks like. Here's the perpetuals. Okay. So we're on a 1 hour, but I want you guys to look at the liquidations. And let's see if you can, especially if you're new here. All right. Let's go to the last 24 hours. And last 24 hours, 67% was short. But here's the last 24 hours, baby. I mean, come on. Last 24 hours. What today is? Sunday is 11:06 a.m. So let's go to about 11 right here. It's the last 24 hours. So the last 24 hours is 67. That's the majority. It was short. This crypto asset grew 99%, 100%, or whatnot. You seen it. Okay? You see. Look at it, 67% short. They're providing liquidity for someone to buy. And then they're going to use the leverage to push the price up to then distribute to others who now have to what? All these people who are short, you got to close out your position by buying it back. So they make money like that. But it can manipulate futures prices by taking out massive positions in the spot market. They're not looking to make money in the spot market. Spot market is you spot as a SPOT. I'm country. You may think I'm saying stock market spot. All right. They're not looking to make money in the spot. They want to make money in the futures markets because you use leverage. You can use less capital and you can make more money. You think that because look at this, guys, the thing moved 100% basically from right there, right? So if it moved 100%, if you do a 10x leverage, you just made 1,000%. So who cares about this in the spot market? So what they can do is they can just buy a massive amount, push the price up, but they're making most of it on the other end, and they need a lot of people that are going to get on the other side of shorting it, okay? Because they know that they have to buy it back. Just a short squeeze, push the price up. It's all psychology. It's a game. So we look at Bitcoin liquidation. We look at coin glass. We look at these liquidations, and we take it seriously. We literally take it seriously, right? So back over here in this James Wynn, you essentially it's you gotta understand it's the game. It's the guy playing. Don't get emotionally pulled in by whales, crying wolf, telling you that alt season is coming in June, July. Guys, we don't know. We don't know. But that sure is seem like they're building a narrative to what? Bring people over. They need bodies. They need more liquidity is coming in into the game. Um, So this is what we talked about Brandon Kokoski in the beginning. That's what you see. Okay, um, these are these are narratives. Let me go back to the home page. Uh, let's see. And then you got this right here: leaked info. Trump just fired Powell. There will come this Monday. Trump will cut rates and crypto will go parabolic. That could be once again they're playing on your emotions. They want you to hurry up and start buying. If they want you to start buying, that means they want to sell. That means they need exit liquidity. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. We don't know if that's true or not. All right, let's look at this. Um, so yeah, you got to stop worshiping these traders who blew up their accounts and call it a battle. Don't don't follow anyone pushing one exchange while blaming another. Okay, here you go again. Money isn't real. These little, and then you got Andrew Tate co-signing it. All right. So real contrarians don't just talk about the system; they study it. We expose it. All right. We find the trades and the setups that can survive what they're doing. They're not just playing with you with wicks and leverage. They're playing with you with characters, guys. With characters, with narratives. Think about that. All right. So, um, I really want you guys to focus too on 2023. Where was the guys at? Man, fair, let's go back and look at that Brandon guy. Let's go back to Brandon. Where he at? Brandon. Where you at, Brandon? All right, here we go. All right, January 2023. So, Brandon, this is what we should be asking. Where was this guy during the bear market bloodbaths? All right, so crypto's been through multiple cycles. You got the Mount Gox, you got the 2017 ICO rug, 2020 DeFi summer, 2021 mania, 2022 Luna collapse, 2023 FTX fallout. But his Twitter created in January of 2023. That means he wasn't around for any of it. Well, he wasn't on this platform. But now he's telling you which altcoins are about to run. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. He's a self-proclaimed narrative engineer. You know what that means? He's literally telling you his job is to craft hype and manufacture sentiment. It's not a trader or an investor or whatever, right? I mean, he could be, but in the grand scheme, this is just marketing professional. They just know how to use buzzwords. They got luxury photos, ops, social proof to get you emotionally invested in a story. That story is how you become the exit liquidity. The rooms he in aren't built for you. They're built to use you. These backroom vaults he talking about, the convos with Cardone and the crew. They're not there to talk fundamentals, guys. They're there to decide which tokens get pushed next, which narrative go viral, and how to get retail to bite hard before another dump. You think you're early because you saw a tweet. Nah, you're the final buyer before the silent whale exits. So you gotta ask yourself, why is it alt season being pushed right now when volume is still low and macro uncertainty is high? Why do these guys talk about relationships and gala dinners more than actual technicals or on chain metrics? Why are they always just getting started? Because you're supposed to be the buyer of their bags. What is the contrarian play? please don't chase the narratives of these new accounts backed by marketing, smoke and mirrors. Track liquidity. Follow insider wallet inflows. Wait for true rotation, not Twitter sponsors speculation. The new wave of influencers wear suits now. They call themselves builders and narrative engineers. But underneath, same old trick, same old game. Be the hunter, not the X. This is Dark Horse Investor. This is your boy E. White. I'm out.